Hello, everybody. We are live, exclusive on the X-Pound. I'm your host for this one, Quiz, aka The Mole, as usual. This is Punchstarter, where we pitch ideas to try to get picked up. Why Punchstarter? Because a punch is better than a kick. Joining me this month, James Phoenix, winner of the first Punchstarter,
Yeah, right.
and Richter Hammer, the winner of the second Punchstarter.
What's up?
That's right, it's winner v winner.
Ooh.
And what is the topic this month? Well, let me tell you. The topic this month is a WWE management game. You're not using the 2K engine and not just copying existing wrestling management games like ERW or TW. So yeah. And how are our contestants today?
Good.
Good.
Nice. Haha, banter. But no, coming. First category is gameplay only, as in only talk about the gameplay. And take us away first, Jim.
Okay. Let's see the gameplay. Technically, if it's a management game, doesn't everything kind of technically fall under the gameplay?
Depends. Like I wouldn't call editing stuff or certain modes and stuff like gameplay. I just mean like how are you structuring it to play? As in, how does the game play? Gameplay.
Okay, fair enough. Gameplay. Anyway. I really should bring that back. But anyway.
Well, I like your chances so far, Rick.
I know, isn't it great? Like I said, for the record, when I went through and wrote this up, I just wrote up what I thought would be a great game. I didn't consciously think of anything for any particular engine, so something sounds like something from a game. It wasn't intentional. It's just what I came up with off the top of my head.
That's fine. I just meant don't say, oh, I'm just going to be using the TEW engine because that's lazy as fuck.
Well, right, yeah. So basically, in terms of the gameplay itself, the player would start off by picking a show to run, whether it be Raw or SmackDown, or I figured had the option to create your own show. You know, most people like that. And basically pick a show, and you're basically given an annual budget saying this is how much money you have standard for the year. This is your starting budget to work with, and you're supposed to make this budget last for a year. And each week you plan out a show, and you put a show on, and if your show is successful, you will earn profit, and that will be money that's added to what you have to go forward. Obviously, you will spend money to put your show on, including, of course, your contracting superstars and divas and other such people to work for you, announcers, what have you. They all have different costs based on their skills, things like that. And basically, you will choose who you want on your show. You will choose how you want to. You can basically say, okay, I want matches here, promos, how you want to structure the show, so on and so forth. At the end of before you hit that final button to say this is my show for the week, it'll give you an overall cost analysis saying this is how much your show is costing based on the superstars you're using, the match types, what kind of promos you're running, who you're using, in what scenarios, what feuds are going on, because obviously feuds that are popular are going to be higher ratings and therefore are going to earn you more money versus whatnot. So it'll give you basically an overall analysis of this is how much your cost is, and then you can see afterward and look at it and say how much you made compared to your cost and see how much you overall earned. There'll be there's other little aspects that are involved, sort of with the gameplay, but are like side things. So I won't necessarily mention them here, I guess. But that's pretty much the overall. Basically, it's a lot of cost analysis. It's okay. Your superstars cost this. This match type is going to cost this. It's a lot of balancing about okay. You want to have your superstar do this, but you got to make sure you're not overtaxing your superstar. They can get injured or whatnot. And also, these superstars are, of course, going to have certain demands to be met and whatnot that you're going to have to meet, whether it's, Randy Orton says, I'm not going to work for you tonight if you don't give me a title shot or whatever, balancing the egos and the needs and wants of the superstars and the divas, as you would have to in real life.
Nice. And that does sound pretty cool. I will say, though, one thing kind of contradicted what you said. You will have to pay people like the announcers based on skill. What? What kind of world is this when the WWE announcers have skill?
I know. It's some of them do. Come on, give credit to JBL at least.
I like Joey Styles.
Ah, there you go. Joey Styles, perfect. And Taz is now a free agent. We'll put Taz in the game.
But no, that was mean. Poor announcers.
Yeah. Plus that also includes the backstage announcer, so it also includes Renee. So.
Yay. And over to Rick for gameplay.
All right, so my game first up is called Armchair Booker, and it's a bit of a mix between sim management and fantasy sports. So you can play this by yourself against the computer, a number of players that you set, or you can also play this against friends. And you'll basically, take turns picking people from the WWE to your brand. You can either, fight over with each other if you want Raw or SmackDown or NXT, or you can, pick your own three-letter one. And you draft them. You go round robin, and everybody drafts someone to their show. And then you'll compete with each other by setting up matches and promos, and you can set all the rivalries and all that stuff and play out the shows to see how each person's night performs. And it's asynchronous, so like you can set up some, and then your friends can set up some, and it'll match them up week by week depending on how many you've done. It'll match them up when they do it, and you can even besides just setting who's in the match and what type it is. With the promos, you can say, if it's against someone or if it's more of just a generic return promo, or you even have an option, instead of a promo, you can leak info to the dirt sheets to try and get people to watch your show instead of your friends' show. There's like a little underhanded, little antagonistic with the multiplayer too. Not like openly, being mean to them, but you can do little tricks if you want to try to get viewers away from the AI or your friends to try and watch your show for each week.
Nice.
Am I allowed to ask a question?
Yes.
Can I intentionally schedule my show 10 minutes early and reveal the results of my friend's show on my show?
In a later patch, sure, why not?
Nice.
So yeah, that was the gameplay of mine. It's basically pick your people, set up shows, and then it'll play out, and you get revenue and ratings, quote unquote, of how many people liked it, how many people watched it, and it compares to the other players or AI in the game to see who wins each week, and just is ongoing.
Nice. And I will say I did like both of those. I will say, for that one, I'm gonna have to go with Rick. Only because I was expecting them all to sort of be similar to what Jim said. Not because that was a bad thing, but because that's like one of the best ways to do it. But Rick seemed to do that, but also make it its own thing that I didn't think of for a wrestling game, for a wrestling management game. Which that was kind of cool. I'm props to both of you for not just saying you have to get your client to end the streak. That would have been a horrible management. But the next one is a little weird. It's a first category here on the Punchstarter. And taking us away with that one for this time will be Rick. And it is main features that they will list on the box. I.e., whenever you buy a video game, like right here in my hand, Mortal Kombat X, Steel Tin, on the back of the box, they normally list like 3 features, if that, or 4 features. You know what I mean? Like bare minimum, just to so if a casual picks up the box, they can go, "Oh, it's got this." So go.
All right. Well, I'd say obviously one of the features is that you can play with other people you actually know, and it'll link up with them. The other feature that I would definitely put on the box is what I call linked mode, where basically but basically what happens is every actual, like after every WWE show, your program or whatever the game will connect to like WWE servers or whatever, and if the wrestler on TV, on actual Raw or SmackDown or a pay-per-view, wins a match, you get bonus points if that guy's on your brand or show.
Nice.
So like it's optional, you don't have to do that, but there's a little interactivity there where you can, if you want to compete with your friends and you're like, hey, well, I have Daniel Bryan on, it's like, oh, he's injured, and then you just can laugh at your friend and be like, oh, good thing you picked him, and he's just like, it gives that little bit more tying it into the realism of the strange term to use with wrestling, but
yeah, it's kind of like that WWE fantasy wrestling thing they did a few years back.
yeah.
Yeah, like you said, it's got elements of fantasy football and stuff, which they're always cool to do.
It is. They should bring back fantasy wrestling. That was fun. I used to like that.
There's like 3 hours of fantasy wrestling just on Monday.
Ah! Nice.
Thank you.
There was a chick wrestling in a fairy costume a few months ago.
It's true.
I like doing blue pants.
Nice.
But yeah, I'd say if I'd have a third one, it'd be pretty much that you can create your own brand if you want. That you don't have to pick Raw or SmackDown or NXT. You can, pick your own 3-letter. And I mean, obviously, you wouldn't put this on the box, but obviously, some discretion. You are playing with your friends, so someone will pick ASS, but so you might not be allowed to do that. But you could make like your own brand, and you can like design the logo for the show and stuff, and I guess pick a night for it to be on. So that'd be like the third bullet point on the back would be,
Nice.
that you get some creativity with it. That's not just making a wrestler.
Yeah. Nice. And same question to Jim.
All right, let's see here. What would I put on the box? Well, one of the things, of course, would be, to start off, basically, would be, control every aspect of your show, because that's kind of what my thing is about, is the fact that you're controlling every aspect of the show. You're choosing the superstars and the divas. You're choosing how they're used on your show, the matches that they're in. You're choosing, the promos that they're in and how this is affecting your ratings. You're choosing how to spend your money. Not just even superstars, the announcers, so on and so forth, the types of matches, all that. In addition, there's also different things you can, additional choices that I have in here. You could choose to create merchandise for your superstars and have that sold at your shows to add revenue to your shows, but it's going to cost you to have that merchandise produced. So again, it's a cost balance thing. You can have, you could choose to, let's see, what else did I have in there? Yeah, you can choose. Another thing was you could choose. What was it? I lost it here. Sorry, killing myself here. No. I lost it here. I did the merchandising. What was the other thing?
We here at the Red Fan have no problem if Jim kills himself.
Wow.
Well, that's what you said.
Anyway, and you can also choose exactly how do you, in addition to using the superstars, you can choose to, like, let's say you have certain superstars you like and other ones that you necessarily don't. Let's say that you don't like the necessarily main event guys, but you would like to get other guys to that roster. You could choose to train your superstars to increase their stats and their abilities on the microphone and in the ring to move them up the tier of the roster. Like, let's say somebody was a big fan of Dolph Ziggler. Well, he's kind of a mid-card guy. But if you wanted Dolph Ziggler to be one of your prime main event dudes, you could have him go to the development center and train to up his stats. And there'll be like little mini games where you're working on the mic or doing a little workout, whatever. And you can build him up a little bit and then move him up to the main event once his stats are at an appropriate level. And you can use that to build the guys up. And that'll help, you can adjust where people are. And if you don't like the main eventers, you could choose not to train them, and they might move down the card a little bit, like Daniel Bryan might move down to the mid card if he's, repeatedly injured. Not like that would ever happen. Stuff like that. Like I said, that's the other thing. You could choose to put them in certain, to how hard you want to push your superstars, because you can push them hard, but if you push them too hard or put them in dangerous matchups, they're going to get hurt. And if a superstar gets too badly injured, you're going to end their career. And if you end their career, you're not getting them back. You're going to have to start a new game if you want that superstar again. You screw yourself at the superstar. And to top it all off, if you get your superstars to a point where they are, at, like, say, Undertaker level, you could potentially retire them and put them in the Hall of Fame, and you could bring them back. As one of the other features is you could choose to bring in legends or other special guests. Like, I figured you could contract some frequent WWE celebrities to, appear, you get like Seth Green and Snoop Dogg, and you could, for, one time pay them to show up on your show and appear and do something cool, whether it's as a guest host or if it's like Snoop or somebody as a musical guest, whatever it might be. You could choose to bring those people in too. So it's all about the customization and one of the things the box is definitely control absolutely every aspect of your show, pretty much down to like the minuscule stuff. The second thing was the second thing I'd have on the box was the usually you would see on a box in this type of game is all your have a roster of all your favorite superstars, divas, legends, everything else. Because like there's going to be the full the current roster, the divas, the superstars, have legends available again. You could use them here and again, but again, if you use them too much, obviously the crowd's going to get bored, and that's going to affect your ratings. But bring in Hulk Hogan one week to do a quick thing. Bring in Sergeant Slaughter, whatever. Have that availability to have the guys in there, but don't make it to the people are going to do what they often do in these kinds of games, where you're just going to make a whole roster of legends and then basically run that. Like, no, you're not going to do that. It's going to be a little more realistic than that. So that variety of the have all your favorites in the game. And the third thing I would put in there is the third thing is that I thought would be kind of cool is my game was more focused on a single player experience, whereas I could see Richter do more multiplayer. But the third thing that I did think would be cool would be as your shows are going along, you can periodically, like say after each show or at the end of a month, I'm not really sure which, but you could basically take whatever your ratings as they're being tracked, and you could upload them to an online leaderboard to compare the ratings of your show to your friends' shows or to other people's shows on the internet to see who's doing what with their shows. And let's say you put yours up and you say, okay, my friend's ratings are slightly better. What's he doing that I'm not? And you could take a look at their show and see what they did that particular week. And be like, oh, well, that got them a lot of ratings. Maybe I should try this. And that could help you. It's sort of a still competition with your friends without the direct multiplayer aspect type of thing. So you can focus on the single-player experience, and that's really the primary focus. But there's still a little aspect of I'm still doing better than you, even though it's a single-player game.
Nice.
Yeah. So those would be my three things. So, complete customization of everything, all your favorite superstars, divas, legends, announcers, I guess, special guests, so on and so forth, and upload your ratings online to compare to your friends. Those are my three.
Nice. Then I will say before I say who's won, I will say just because like Jim said then, every box normally tends to have all your favorite superstars on there. Is anyone else thinking they kind of want to see 2K16 be all the superstars you love and Roman Reigns? just because like the people who like Roman Reigns will be like, oh, that's pretty funny, and the people that hate Roman Reigns will be like, aha, they know us.
Pretty much.
That'd be amazing. All the superstars you love and Roman Reigns.
Yes.
But
also bonus one. Customize all 5 of John Cena's moves.
Yeah. But I will say the winner for that one, I'm gonna go with Jim, even though what was on the back of the box was a little longer than what would be on a box. That'd be a box.
Yeah, I was explaining why it would be on the box. Not
Maybe
just
it's one of those old promotional cardboard ones that were really big.
See, I was just imagining when I said the box that Jimmy's like, okay, what can I use for a box? What can I use? And I was just imagining him just dragging it like the T-Rex in Jurassic Park in the giant crate.
Nice. Yeah, I was just waiting to know about why it was on the box.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sense why I was putting that on the box, because we hadn't gotten that far yet.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
Next, we have, and technically this has been touched upon, any online functionality. And taking us away first is Jim.
Yeah, like I said, my name was...
It was Jim. I was trying to make sure I went one than the other.
Yes.
Yeah, no, you're good, because I went first, he went second.
First, second one.
Exactly.
Third? Oh.
What? Who's on third?
No.
Thank you.
What's on third?
Yeah.
Anyway, like I said, my game is mostly geared as a single-player experience. I feel like the appeal of this kind of a game is that you're going to basically be controlling everything in your brand and trying to make it exactly what you want it to be, running your own, rivalry stories, whatnot, controlling all the aspects of it. I think that's really the draw of this kind of a management game is how good can you make your show. You're almost competing against yourself. But I added the online aspects of at least having an online leaderboard where you could at least on a either daily or more likely monthly basis upload your ratings, and maybe even by show. I mean, you could upload a show and just upload your ratings and compare how your ratings compare to other players' ratings at that same level. So you could scroll through other players and see what their shows look like in terms of these are the matches, the promos they ran, the people they used, so on and so forth, and see what they did and compare your ratings to theirs to kind of see how you're doing, what you could do better. They can look at yours, see what they can do better, so on and so forth. And depending on, if you're talking to other players, you can even say, okay, well, I see, other players giving help you. Like, let's say there's somebody who's not really doing well with the show. Well, maybe they're online and they find some people on the internet that aren't dicks. I know how unlikely that is, but let's say they find some nice people, maybe they're friends, who basically say, well, I see you did, let's say, let's say we're playing this game, and let's say we played this game, and my maybe I had a really shit Raw, and my ratings were in the tube, and then maybe Mole can look at this, and Mole can like, well, Jim, I think your problem was here. You had these guys in the main event, but your main feud involved this guy, and he was only in this promo, and that's probably what hurt your draw, is you didn't have the guys in the main event. I think if you did that, you could probably improve it. Friends give each other advice about how to improve their shows, try to better their ratings, so that the friends are competing against each other, yes, but they'd also want to help each other so that they can all be better than everybody else on the internet. So there's enough competition that it's fun and it's friendly, but not so much competition that it's let's gimp the fucking leaderboards because we want to be number one.
You wouldn't deliberately try to make your show tank just so you can unlock the hashtag cancel the WWE Network trophy?
Ah! Oh, that should totally be a trophy, yes.
Ooh, I like that.
That's great.
Oh, that won't be in the next game, but now I kind of wish it was.
It'll be in the next game. Just pray that they put custom crowd signs back in.
That'll be on the next game if you eliminate Daniel Bryan in the Royal Rumble.
Ha! There you go.
And win it. It'll be like, no, hashtag cancel the WWE Network.
Yeah. Eliminate Daniel Bryan in the Royal Rumble and win it as Roman Reigns.
Yeah. And over to Rick for more clarity on functionality.
All right. Well, obviously, it's not only online, but there is a lot of online functionality where when you're playing with your friends, it'll. It's not, it's asynchronous, so it's not. You don't have to be playing it at the exact same time as your friend to play against them. So we'll have to connect up to them, to your friends for their group, so you can see, for each week how much money you got, how many ratings and all that stuff. Plus, as mentioned before, the linked mode where it would connect to the WWE servers to see who won, so it could update any of the people, so you get the bonus points for that.
Nice.
And plus, well, does like downloadable stuff fall under this, or?
Yeah, I can't download this online stuff.
Okay. I'm not trying to say, hey, let me know if that's another category, but I'm just saying, like, because I don't know if I should mention it here or if it might show up later.
I will say it wasn't.
Okay.
Which I will say I know exactly where you're going with this. You want an app that you can download that lets you steer some of your roster in a tank to your friend's show.
That would be awesome.
Nice.
This game has the greatest in-app purchases. No. But then I guess for online, it'll update the roster. So like, let's say they sign a new person, and debut on TV, that person will be added to the pool. And if someone leaves or whatever, this won't affect a game that's currently going. So like, let's say you're going and you had Rey Mysterio a couple months ago, it's not gonna like retroactively take him out. Like once your game is made, like the roster is kind of set. Although there might be an option later if people want it where you could actually keep it live. Like if it was like the linked mode, maybe that would have a live function where it would actually remove the person and then not necessarily replace them, but whoever lost people would get like first dibs on to hire someone else to fill that slot.
Yeah, you mean like on WWE Universe mode where you can turn injuries off, but you can also have them on.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Yeah. Your next show comes on, you're just having your show all of a sudden it's going perfectly. All of a sudden you just get a message: Rey Mysterio fucked up a 619. His knee is shot. He is permanently retired.
You lost all your points.
And on Jim's game where it talks about morality, Kane is unhappy by being sent to NXT. He feels it's a waste of his talent.
That's the online functionality of mine.
Nice. And I will say, which was pretty obvious, I will say Rick won that one, only because obviously Jim made his for offline, yours was more online.
Yeah, so it's natural to win that one, yeah. I was thinking mine would have some kind of a thing where you could, when the new guys came out, it could be like DLC packs of new guys or something. But I didn't really think of that through.
You bought the New Day DLC.
There you
And they're
go.
just like, why would you buy this?
Yeah.
But yeah. Next category.
Fans do not like Big E sweating. You have lost $100.
You have bottled it and sold it on the WWE auction. You've gained $100. But no. Next one up is, and I believe next category is Richter first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
Yes.
that is correct.
And it's so fitting just because we all know he's a graphic whore. It's graphics. And I'm kidding just because if people are watching this, you need to watch XGR, and constantly we've talked about the fact we all hate graphics for the sake of it. None of us are graphic whores here. Well, maybe Jim. No one's a graphic whore here. But graphics, because I was genuinely curious how you guys imagined your game would look. And Jim, much better resolution than Richter's is not a category when it comes to you.
Ah, damn.
Oh, he's got
bring it
4K.
back next month.
Mine's
Yeah.
over 9,000K. Mine's so much K you can see it from space. Remote
You
play.
know, if he had said that last month, I would have been like, "Nah, you're good. You're good. You can have that category." Like, if he just went all ham with it, that would have been awesome.
Is that what you're calling it now? Is that a thing? Like Brie mode when you go ham?
Yes. You go so over the top, you're just hamming it up.
Do you want that as a T-shirt, Jim, for Richter in one of the games? Ham mode.
Mode.
But
Yes, and Simon has to wear it.
yes. But
Oh,
I'm
that's pink mode.
yeah. But I'm sorry, graphics.
Okay. So for mine, obviously most of it's not super graphic-y because it's, like management and fantasy sports. So the pictures of the wrestlers would be pictures of the wrestlers, so they obviously look fairly lifelike because you just take a high-resolution picture of them as the graphic representing them, and the show logo. Since you can make it yourself, if you want to, you upload the pictures. So obviously the quality would be based off whatever you upload. So if you want an awesome like pixely logo, ding, you could do something like that. Or if you wanted, more graphic fidelity image. I know that's not proper grammar, excuse me. But if you wanted like a nice picture with super good resolution, you could put that up too. But a lot of it, there's a lot of like text and numbers, for how well you do and whatnot, and menus and stuff. So it's not super graphically intensive. Probably the best part of the graphics, or the prettiest part, would be the pictures of the wrestlers. But it's not like a super, it's not like super 3D models or anything like that.
Nice. And Jim.
I'll be perfectly honest. I really didn't give that much thought to the graphics because, again, it's mostly like a menu-based management game. But I did figure that there would be some level of being able to some extent or another, if you wanted to, see what's going on your show. You could actually like at least see like a clip of this promo or like a clip of this match or something, just to kind of see what's going on. The only thing I can think of that would be cool if I could work it in somehow. It's assuming this was being released concurrently. Maybe there could be some kind of tie-in where if you have 2K data, it can actually use the 2K to actually. And that wouldn't really work though, because that's an existing engine anyway. But like there's some way they could have like an existing I don't know. I pretty much failed this category already, but yeah, I guess just some kind of small like little graphics you could like watch a little match, like even if it was just like a little like a 16-bit thing, just to you could see like a little bit of the match going on, or see a little bit of the promo, and even if it had a little voice clip or just like the words and sound bubbles or something, just to see a little bit of what was going on. Gotta go old school with it, because like I said, it's mostly. And again, much like Raiders, it'll have pictures of the guys and everything, but it's really not that graphical of a game, so not that much there.
And fair enough. Yeah, I thought I'd ask that because I was genuinely curious, because part of the graphics could also depend on like how you wanted it to be released, if that makes sense. Like, because like you might be thinking, well, it's not going to sell that much. You could have released it with like say WrestleFest, as it was, that used like SNES graphics, So it's like a little cutscene, and then the health gone, like Pokemon battles. Or you could have gone with photos or something like that. So I thought it'd be an interesting category. But yep, I will say that one went to Rick.
No, I know.
I realized that you said that yourself, but
Yeah.
I should have done Russo sort of.
And give it to Marcus.
Nice. But
That'd be hilarious if you did, and he just jumped into the call. Sorry, go ahead.
So I've where are we at right now? I think Richter has 3 and I have 1, if I'm not mistaken, or is it 2 and 1? I lost count.
It's Richter has graphics, online, and gameplay, and you have main features on box.
Fair enough.
So it's 3-1, but there is still 3 categories left.
Okay.
Dun-dun-dun.
So you could sort of come back against the odds.
Mm-hmm.
And first category, yeah, and this category, Jim, just because every game nowadays seems to have to do this. What is your demographic? I.e., casual, hardcore. Do you want just smarks or marks? What is your demographic? Since we can't just be people anymore, we have to be demographics.
we had demographics. Well, no, I'm sorry about that. Well, mostly I would be aiming the game at people who are like fairly hardcore wrestling fans. I wouldn't really be trying for casual fans because I think with all the things that has to go into this, the planning with the money and the superstars, I think that's for people who are not really dedicated wrestling fans. That's going to be kind of boring. I don't think they're going to want to do all that. I think this is more aimed at people who, like us, who have been watching wrestling for at least a few years, who know the superstars, who pretty much regularly watch Raw at least, even if they don't watch SmackDown, because let's face it, who watches SmackDown except Mo? Basically people who
like your odds.
Thank you. But yeah, basically just the hardcore people who watch the show, who know the superstars, who are at least semi-familiar with the history, who are willing to sit down and take the time and plan out, okay, I know these superstars, I know what they do, I want these guys on the show, who kind of already know a little bit about what kind of skills the guys have, like, he's gonna book, you're gonna book a good feud, and you're gonna, like, let's say you're not gonna book a technical feud between Chris Jericho and Ryback. That's not gonna work. People who kind of know.
Yeah,
okay,
Jericho's not at Ryback's level.
Oh.
What? Ryback's an actual wrestler. Jericho just sings.
Ha!
He podcasts things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you don't put Shawn Michaels, a proper great wrestler, in the ring with Justin Bieber, aka Jericho.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
Wow.
I'm kidding. I do like Jericho.
Yeah.
I really don't like Ryback.
Nobody likes Ryback. I'm not sure even Ryback likes Ryback. Anyway, but I think
picture him sitting at his birthday party alone, like crying to himself while sadly singing "Happy Birthday" and it's single tear. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
See, when you say that, I can just imagine him crying with "Feed me more" as he takes a bit like another handful of cake. Oh,
yeah.
Feed me more.
He's got the little hat on sideways.
And then, yeah.
Or a Steve, I guess.
Yeah. And then he just glances to the right. He just glances over to the side. He just sees Virgil looking pissed off that he stole his gimmick.
He knocks on the door. There's Curtis Axel. Hey, old buddy. He's like, no, sorry, we're full and close at the door.
But anyway, yeah, I feel like the hardcore wrestling fans who are generally know the roster, know who most of the guys are, know a little bit about the history and how you might use legends and things, who are, good, well-knowledgeable wrestling fans, whether that be as marks or smarks, either way, people who know what's going on with the company as a whole and with wrestling. I wouldn't say the casual fans, or wouldn't even really necessarily be for kids too much. It's that kind of a game where it's more about the intellectual side of it and less about actual action and gameplay per se. It's more about thinking through it and actually the enjoyment of planning out the roster and being in control of those aspects and seeing what you can make. And I think a lot of the casual fans and the younger fans wouldn't have the patience to go through all of that.
I could see that. Over to Rick.
All right, so for mine, really, there'd be kind of twofold for the demographics. Definitely not children. I'll get that part out of the way. But there'd be a little bit there would be some for casual fans because they'd be kind of like, oh, I like, they watch it and they're like, I know who the people are, and they might want to play a game with their friends where they don't have to, it's not really based off super reflexes or anything like that, but like a group of friends that like watch wrestling, they might all download it and then they could all play it, and they could get a little fun, but also it would partially be for Smarks too, because they know these people and they would probably be like, I can run the show better, and they would definitely, what better way to prove it than you put like Daniel Bryan in top billing and you put John Cena down at the bottom. You build the show you want and then see if you can actually if it would get ratings and money based on versus other people's show or whatever. So it's kind of like there's the bit of like where if you just want to play it with friends and have fun and it sounds interesting, and the fantasy sports aspect where it'll actually update and you get bonus points for those people, or if you really think that you could run Raw better than Vince McMahon and you could do that, and I'll build the show the way I want and prove to them that, see, haha, it's not that hard, you're just doing it wrong. And so it'd kind of be for either of those or both.
Anybody who tries to do that, if their ratings go above the actual ratings of Raw, Triple H immediately invades their game and pedigrees them.
Yeah. And if you have the PlayStation Camera or Xbox Kinect, you can yell, plug the network, for the commentators so they know when to do it.
Nice.
Laugh, damn it!
That's a suplex, not a throw, Michael Cole, you fucking idiot!
Yeah.
Read the bottom of the screen, Corey.
And I'm going to say with this one, I'm going to say I gave this one to Jim, only because I liked both, but like Richter said, his was for casuals and the hardcore ones, and 9 times out of 10, a lot of times nowadays when people do that, both fans get pissed off, because the casuals get pissed off because the hardcore ones are constantly being like, oh, you're doing it wrong, you need to do it like this. But the hardcore ones get pissed because, like, no, it's actually selling. Which makes no sense. But I gave that one to Jim. Like I say, it was close. And who's going next?
I just went first, so I think it's Richter this time.
Okay. And the category, Rick? Special editions.
All right, so here's another easy win for Jim. Mine has no special edition whatsoever because it's a downloadable only game. There's no.
I'm sensing a finger poke.
Wow. No, I'm wounded. No, but it's downloadable only, so there's no box, though. Unfortunately, no special edition.
Well, fair enough. I figured someone might do download or, retail, but I thought they may do like my Tomb Raider download game where it's still a box and a whole bunch of crap and then just a code to download it. But
that was over there. Like ours, for some reason, didn't have the code.
Oh yeah, yours sold the stuff separately.
Yeah, it's just the extras, and it's like, go buy it yourself. Like, okay, like that could work, but at the same time, that feels really weird.
But Jim, can you beat nothing? Go.
I don't know. Baldfeld's gonna be hard to beat.
I still think it's a finger poke.
It's a game about nothing. Anyway, I figured a special edition for my game would probably, it wouldn't necessarily be that difficult, but I figured, the base game would of course have your basic, your basic shows, your basic customization abilities, so on and so forth. But you could do a special edition version where you could have a wider choice of options for what you could do with both shows and superstars. Like there could be, like the special edition could be like an Invasion edition where it has like all the WCW and ECW guys, and maybe it would let you like add an extra show so you could have like run 2 shows concurrently competing against each other, run like an Invasion storyline or something. I think that'd be pretty cool where you could have these extra guys, more choices for show customization, and the option to have that that second show, but with the possible optional brands and kind of compete against yourself almost, see how that works out. That could add a whole nother level to it. I think that'd be cool. Or not.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I think that means I won that category. No.
Oh yeah.
Mole.
So Richter, how's every little thing?
It's going okay.
Yeah, I was coughing like fuck, but yeah,
Oh,
I was
okay.
going to say basically that category went to, wait for it, Richter.
Richter.
No, it went to Jim.
Aw.
That category went to Jim, which means you're both on 3 each
Oh.
Ooh.
for the final category.
It's the final category.
And the final category, Jim, is how is your game better than Richter's?
Ha!
No, I'm kidding. That'd be a horrible category. Like, yeah, I'm drawing. Wait, how is Jim's game better than mine? What? No, I can't be a category. No, the last category is what customization is there?
Sorry, I was a little late.
Yep, that's fine. You normally come early, but what
Oh!
customization is there? And how is it incorporated into the whole?
Can you say that again?
What customization is there, and how is it incorporated into the whole presentation of the game?
Ah. Am I going first?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
That is your right as the only white guy in the call.
What are you, transracial now? What the hell?
Yes.
Okay then.
Plot twist, or Shyamalan twist, the whole time whenever I've been on camera, I've just hit the invert colours.
Oh.
Now, but no, take us away first. Take us away, dog. No, go Jim. Customization, and how is it
Yes,
incorporated?
yes. Customization, I mentioned a lot of this before when I went off on a tangent about what was on my ridiculously long box.
Don't worry, no one was paying attention.
Fair enough. Anyway,
Boom! I just Jim.
nice. But yes, the customization, my game is all about customization. That's kind of the main driving force behind this is you customize, your show, what it's called, what it's going to look like. You customize who's on it, how you're using those people, what the rivalries are, what promos are going to be, the order of the matches, how the show is structured, how the announcers are used. You're customizing the merchandise sales, what merchandise you're selling, so on and so forth, how you're selling that, how you're spending that money.
Are you also customizing whether or not Kane is on them?
Nah. You and Kane. Anyway.
Concession Kane's was funny. Everyone liked concession stand.
That's true.
Kane.
Concessions Kane was funny. That's true. Kane should sell concessions in the game. Anyway, so you have all that customization. You're customizing, like I said, the merchandise. You're customizing using using legends and special guests to help boost your ratings. But you're also, you're making sure that as you're customizing it, you have to consider those facts that you're not going overboard with anything. Because if Snoop Dogg starts showing up every week, people are going to start to not give a shit about Snoop Dogg anymore. Insert joke about his age here. And you want to make sure you're using things wisely. So there's a customization of all of that, and also a customization of exactly how those shows are going to build your rivalries to your pay-per-views, how you're going to use the pay-per-views, so on and so forth. Because and again, mostly how you're spending that money, and it's all about the almighty dollar. And that's really how it is. Because the way I figured is you basically build your month up, and at the end of each month, you would receive whatever total profit you earned above whatever you spent for the month. So it's like, it will give you like a screen that here's what you spent, here's here's what it cost, here's what you made, and then you can take that money and say, here's how much I made, now how am I going to use that to customize everything further for the coming month. So really the whole thing is about customizing and making the show exactly what you want it to be, from the people, to the appearances, to the stories, to the merchandise, absolutely everything. Making it what you want to be. So that really, it's all about the customization, and that's really the big draw of my game.
Nice. And same category to Richter.
All right. Well, definitely my game has its fair share of customization. Besides the brand name and or logo that you can customize to your own whim, you can also draft different wrestlers that you want to basically make the show your own, to customize who's on it. You customize what promos they have, whether returning or just to start a feud. You can customize their rivalries. You can customize, in some ways how you play, where you could just try to put on the best show you can, where you could try to undercut your friend. You can basically customize also with how you play, as if you want it to take in any of the quote-unquote real-world influences to help the fantasy aspect of it and whatnot. So it has a good share of customization, I would say.
Nice. And I'm gonna say that one's hard. And by doing this, I realize what I'm doing. But I'm gonna say it's a tie.
Ooh.
Only because I liked the fact Jim's is like customized absolutely everything to the way you want it, but I also like the fact Richter's is like it's constantly being customized to match real life at the same time. So it's like one's like Minecraft, but one's like GTA 5, if that makes sense. Like like one's gone realism, one's gone what you call it, like over the top creative, which both work and both would sell. Which means for the first time on Punchstarter, we have a draw. And I will also say, for the first time, yep, we have a draw between Richter and Jim. And I will also say, I actually had a bonus category that no one hit.
Ooh.
Yeah, I decided to just to mix it up a little bit. I don't know why. And I added a bonus category, and I thought, well, based on WWE Network being a thing, I was going to give a bonus point for if any of you had mentioned something like, say, like the top of the leaderboard or whoever's done most that way with some sort of online system, suddenly has their week of wrestling talked about for like 5-10 minutes or so on the WWE Network. You know, like a live stream, but done like the pre-show styles, because that'd be so fucking cool.
That would be cool.
But I realised no one would probably come up with it, hence why my bonus category is never going to be something I think everyone's going to come up with. Like, if I do, like, I don't know, in the future if I do Transformers, I'm not going to put the bonus feature of robot fighting robot, because what would be the point?
But so you have a little I forgot the name of the show. The one that was on Sci-Fi and they had the MMO of it. Defiance. That's you start with a D. Where like stuff in the game could influence real life, basically.
Yep.
Nice.
And vice versa.
Yeah, sort of. Only I figured it obviously wouldn't be canon to WWE.
Right.
They don't have to fire Cena as everyone would make them do. But or get rid of Roman Reigns. But it's a case of. I thought it'd be cool to see like Corey Graves and David Utonga and shit just sat around discussing that person's week, and they decided to push this superstar like this, and this built up to this, and I'm like, that would be really cool to just see them talk about that for like between 5 and 15 minutes, like once a week. I'd watch it because it also gives you ideas for your game.
Yeah.
But next month, the show itself is a TV show based upon a board game, and that will feature possibly 4 people, maybe less.
Are there any more restrictions beyond being based on a board game?
It says you can't just remake an existing show / movie. It must be a new take on whatever board game you're doing, and it must have started as a board game.
Okay.
Just because it'd be so easy to go, I'm going to turn The Walking Dead Monopoly into a show. It's called The Walking Dead. Done.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
That wouldn't allow you to win even if it wasn't against the rules. I'm pretty sure you don't like that show.
Yeah, I don't like it compared to the comics, but I would make the case I know it sells as a show.
It does.
Yeah, which on these I do also try to look at it more of, okay, this would actually really sell even if it's a feature I don't like. But I was your host for this one, Chris, aka The Mole, and thank you to the joint winners.
You're welcome.
I'll
get you next time, Richter. Next time.
The joint winners, aka the Chris Jericho, which was Rick the Hammer, and the China of James Phoenix.
Ouch.
That's just mean.
That is mean.
I'm sorry, Jim. I'd never accuse you of looking like a man. I'm sorry. Now he's doubly offended. But this is fun, and stay tuned. Thank you, sound effect guy. But stay tuned, because coming up on this channel soon is the final one of the Kingdom Keepers Around the Pound specials.
Booyah!
See ya.